What is up, guys? Chris here, Bear Market Mining. Thanks again for stopping by. So today we are talking OctaSpace again. We have got a brand new build, what I believe is the very best high-end AI rental rig build that you can create on a budget of around $600 to $700. So really reasonable price and really high specs. So we're not going to waste any time. Let's get straight into it. So here we have it right here. This is my latest build on the farm. You can see we've been building out some rigs, and of course we've got more elsewhere that we need to move into this shelf up here, but for now we're focusing on this rig right here. So let's talk about some of the parts, and then we'll jump on over into the computer and talk about pricing and talk about why I think this is the best AI rig you can build on a budget. So to start, we've got the 4060 Ti. This is a 16 gigabyte 4060 Ti, and it is a little powerhouse, let me tell you. It uses barely any power and really high VRAM, really great bang for buck. Down here we've got our SSD. Now this was an SSD I had lying around, and it's a really high speed SSD, and this is going to be one of the other things that will set you apart with AI rigs and rentals. I think it's 1 terabyte around there or so. It might be more, but we'll confirm that a little bit later in the video. For our motherboard, we've got the Minisforum BD795M. Now this has a 7945HX CPU on it, which is a really good CPU, 16 cores, 32 threads, and it is a DDR5 motherboard. This is backwards, so you can't see it, but we've got DDR5 RAM in here. Now, it's not the fastest RAM, and it is only 32 gigs. This is something I may upgrade later, but for now, doing really well. For our cooler, of course, if you've watched my channel before, and we've got some a little bit of dust in there, but anyway, this is the Assassin, the thermal take or thermal right, I'm not too sure, I've gone blank. Assassin V2. So this is a high CFM cooler and perfect for CPU rigs, AI rigs. Will keep these things nice and cool. And then of course we've got a power supply right here. This is a 750 watt, just one of the many power supplies that I've got lying around in this room from the many years of GPU and CPU mining. And of course it's just sitting on one of these eBay frames. These are really good, these frames. I love them. I used to just stand them like this, you know, put these little mounts underneath them, but this is much needed because we're getting serious about this these rental rigs and this AI stuff, so they're all going to be on here in a minute. So let's jump on over to the computer now, talk more in depth about parts and pricing, and I want to give you guys some pointers, and I'm also open to some feedback. I want to talk about why I think this build is almost unbeatable on a budget. Let's get into it. So next up, let's talk about the parts and the pricing. And I also want to have a bit of a chat about why I selected these parts and why you guys could select similar parts in the future. So things like VRAM, what does it do? You know, disk speed, why is it important? All that sort of stuff. So we will get into that next up, but very quickly, let's hear a quick word from today's video sponsor. This video is brought to you by Crypto Miner Bros, a trusted global supplier of crypto mining hardware. They offer a wide selection of ASIC miners for all major coins and budgets, with free worldwide shipping, 24/7 customer support, and a 180-day warranty included with every purchase. Use code BEARMINER at checkout to get $70 off your order. Visit cryptominerbros.com and mine smarter with gear you can count on. Looking at our very first part, it's the 4060 Ti, the 16 gigabytes of VRAM model. Now, mine is a PNY 2 fan, and I got it for a similar price to this. Mine was around 255 USD, thereabouts, including a little bit of shipping. But you can see you can pick these up anywhere from $260 to $300. Now, I did want to mention also, like we said, why would you pick these parts, right? What is VRAM good for? So if you know me, you know I like to call on the assistance of ChatGPT to help simplify things for us. So 16 gigabytes of VRAM. Why is VRAM important, right? It sets the ceiling for model size, batch size, and speed. So you're basically giving yourself, a bigger headroom to run multiple different AI models, run multiple AI models at the same time, higher resolution outputs, all that sort of stuff. Because as the tech advances in the world, so do these model sizes and requirements. I've looked at a couple of the images that are being run on my 4060 Ti, and they're using about 13 to 14 gigabytes of this VRAM. So they're nearly maxing it out. I wouldn't be able to run these jobs and run this profitable little rig without it. So think of 16 gigabytes of VRAM as giving yourself a bit of headroom. For comparison, a 3070 has 8 gigabytes. We've got twice the headroom. Now, this is a lower power GPU, so your bus width is going to be smaller than, say, your 4080s and your 4090s. Which basically means that it's got less data lanes, right? So you are limited in that capacity, but for around $250 to $300, a really, really useful high-end AI GPU, in my opinion. Moving on next to our motherboard and CPU combination, of course, the trusty Minisforum BD795M. Now, this has a 7945HX CPU. And what all that means in layman's terms, it is a 16-core, 32-thread CPU. Now, I'm sure a lot of you understand, the use of cores and threads. It's basically going to give you the ability to run multiple tasks at once and to not bottleneck those processes, right? So if you've found with, an older PC to a newer PC with a better CPU, things just load faster, and it's exactly the same in this instance. When people are running AI models and doing different things on your CPU, it's basically going to give you a smoother operation so they can do more things at once, and it's just overall better, right? As we said, it's got more cores and more threads. It's reducing bottlenecks in mixed CPU and GPU workloads, video encoding, all of that really good sort of stuff, and of course the data pre-processing. Now, this CPU runs at about 5.2 gigahertz, I think, or so. So not quite as high as, say, the 7950X, but it is half the price if you're going to buy, the motherboard and CPU. Now, mine was a little bit more expensive than the $230 mark. I got it actually brand new on Amazon. It was around the $275 mark when they were doing the price. But as we said, if you look around, you can really get yourself some good prices. The average price here, we've got $230, we've got $290. I think I also saw down here a similar model for about $290. So if you said $300, you'd be able to grab yourself one of these if you're willing to do the work and look around. Now our SSD. So we are using the Samsung 860 EVO, the 1 terabyte. It is a 6 gigabyte per second speed SSD, right? So if you guys have gamed before, you know that you want a fast SSD to run your games on, in a similar way that a higher core and higher thread CPU will, give you more headroom and move things along faster. Your SSD is very, very similar. So things are going to load faster, like we said, data set streaming, and swap space when VRAM system RAM overflows. So it's going to be able to move things around quicker to give you more headroom in that capacity. And of course, the NVMe speeds prevent slowdowns when moving large files. So think of it again, if you're copy pasting files, from one folder to another, obviously a faster SSD is going to do that. And I have really good success getting my rigs rented out. We'll look a bit later on the marketplace. A lot of people that aren't getting rigs rented are using the cheapest SSD they can find. For a little bit more money, I think you're really going to open up your possibilities with getting rented. So a really fast SSD is a really good option. Now, the last crucial component of a build is, of course, the RAM. Now, this is one of the aspects that I really could upgrade a little bit, not only in the size of the RAM. So I've got 32 gigabytes, 64 would be ideal, but also the speed. Mine's a 5200 megahertz as opposed to up to 6000 megahertz you can get with the DDR5. So about $70 or so you can pick up 32. Now, I haven't had an issue getting rented out yet on this rig, but it could slow me down in the future. So I have to see how that goes. That probably is something that I'll look at upgrading sooner rather than later. And again, if we have a chat with GPT again, chat GPT, is that what I said? Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So more headroom, pre-processing and multitasking, things are going to move along faster. And when people are running images, you know, and AI tasks, things like that on your rigs, they're going to want them to be quick and they're going to need to be quick. So, you know, a lot of system RAM is really good. If you can get 64, I'd shoot for that. So this is probably one of the areas that this rig is letting itself down a little bit. So far, it hasn't hurt our performance. So DDR5 RAM is surprisingly expensive. Even for secondhand RAM, you're paying 70 bucks, which is about 110 Aussie dollars. So definitely not cheap, but definitely important. You're gonna have these high-end specs. You wanna have the RAM to go alongside it and keep things moving along smoothly. Now, the last couple of parts we had, again, I had lying around, the trusty old Thermalright Assassin Spirit V2. Now, this is the 2-fan model I've got. You can get these even cheaper, like 15 bucks if you look around. It's basically just a high CFM fan, right? The stock fans on a lot of motherboards are not gonna cut it. So you want a high CFM fan. Don't cheap out on this. Now, I undervolt all of my CPUs. Check out a video for that. I've got a video on exactly how to do that. So cooling is not necessarily a problem, but still you'd rather have the headroom, the higher fan speeds there if necessary. And the PSU was one of the many that I had lying around there. You can pick one of those up, you know, for 20 to 30 bucks, or brand new, you can get a decent one for 50, even cheaper. I would recommend just buying a new power supply. Just because why not? You know, you don't want this thing blowing up. So definitely a good option to make sure you've got a high speed fan and a reasonably reliable PSU, just to make sure you're safe. Now, the combined total of these parts cost was about $618. Now, bear in mind, I did have a lot of these parts lying around already. So this is just an idea of what you could expect to spend. Now, given the timing, you may spend a little bit more. If you're lucky, you may spend a little bit less. Less is always good. But that's what we're looking at now. I'm interested to hear what you guys think of these parts, of the 4060 Ti and the Minis Forum board in particular. Now, I'm a big fan of both of these, but I'm interested to know, let me know down in the comments if you've run a 4060 Ti before for these rental rigs and what sort of success you've had. Taking a look at my rig now over here on OctaSpace. So you can see it's been rented out for 9 days right now. Now, this is on Gensen, which is, you know, an AI model training type of system. So it's been really, really good. I put it online and it, you know, it went rented straight away, which is really, really nice. And the sort of price you can expect for these sort of rigs is anywhere from about, you know, 8 to 13, 14 cents an hour. So you might be looking at about $2. I set my rig up to set the pricing in Octa, so it's a little bit less than that, but still making really, really good profit. Now, as we mentioned before, right, speaking about VRAM and things like that, we can look over here in the hardware section. We can see the CPU is not being used at all, right? So that 7945HX is just sitting doing nothing at the moment, which is great. Less power. We can also see that the RAM, right, we're only using 12.5 gigabytes of RAM, so the 32 gigabytes is plenty at the moment for this model that they're running. If we have a look at the VRAM, we can see right now there's 7.76 gigabytes being used, right? So if you were running, say, an 8 gigabyte card like a 3070, you'd be pretty much maxing out that VRAM. And for this model in particular, whatever they're doing, you'd basically be bottlenecking your GPU. So this is why more headroom is important. You can see the temperatures as well. It's down at 32 degrees, so it's pretty much doing nothing, which is great. It's not really using much load. They're literally just using the VRAM. So we'll have a look at the power in a second, but let me get back to this page right here. So we can see a lot of these speeds, right? So, you know, only 1.7 gigabytes a second, 1.3 gigabytes a second. Now these ones right here that have 0 megabytes per second, I'm pretty sure, and it's got no RAM speed as well. I'm pretty sure these are the new Windows setup rigs. If we check, yep, so they've barely just come online. So for some reason, the Windows setup, it doesn't display your RAM and your net speed and things like that sometimes, but they do work. I will leave a link for that video if you wanted to check it out. But you know, you can see why my rig got rented out straight away. We've got a better CPU, we don't have as much RAM, we've got better internet here and a much better disk speed. So 126 gigabytes of RAM on a 4060 Ti rig, in my opinion, probably a little bit of overkill, but they do have that headroom as well. So, you know, estimating it around, you know, $2, $2.50 a day worth of revenue in OctaSpace, let's have a look at how much this rig is currently using worth of power. So looking at our power draw, we can see right here, we are using these little Tapo smart plugs. This is the P110. Great little plugs for monitoring. You can also turn them on and off remotely, so highly recommend these. Now we can see right now currently this rig is using 43 watts up to 56. Now I have seen this sort of spike up and down anywhere from, you know, as low as 40 all the way up to about 110 is the highest I've seen it peak with this particular model. So let's look more at how much we've used. So this is per day. If we go to month, we can see right here, so far today it's used, you know, 0.7 of a kilowatt. But, you know, we mentioned that this has been online for the last, you know, 9 days, and we can see right here, you know, we're sort of averaging about 1.4, 1.5 kilowatts per day. So I want to do a little bit of math for you right here. Let's make sure we can see this. You know, so my electricity rate is about 12 cents USD when you include my solar into it. So if we said 1.5 times 0.12, we're using about 18 cents a day. Assuming this rig has been making about $2 profit per day, let's take that, 2 minus 0.18, we're making about $1.82 profit per day. So right, this isn't, you know, some really, you know, big profitable rig itself, but the numbers are still really good for the prices that we're talking about. Even if we assumed in between the 600 to 700 range mark, let's say $650, if everything stayed the same, this would pay itself off in a year. Now, of course, things do change. It may not get jobs some days, it may get jobs other days, but those days it doesn't get jobs, you're going to be using about 40 watts, right? So you might be a couple of cents per day. It's not going to be burning itself out, you know, and I just think these are really, really good little rigs. The 4060 Ti with the Minus 4 on board, an absolutely deadly combo, in my opinion. So yeah, really, really enjoying this rig so far. Let's see if it spikes up. Nope, still at 43 watts. So, you know, I'll take that. To be making, you know, $2 a day almost profit, and to be using barely any power, barely any heat. Really, really happy with that. So that is gonna wrap up the video, guys. Let me know what you think. You know, I think this is a really cool little rig. I was looking at buying more 5090s. If you've seen my 59 video, I was absolutely frothing that thing, but they're just so expensive, right? I could build 4 of these rigs for the price that you could build one 5090. Now the issue with that is you may get a little bit more profit on the 5090 and you've got less hardware, but in the interest of a budget build, I think this rig is almost unbeatable for the price. And if you've got something that can beat it and you can show me that it's getting rented, let me know down in the comments, guys. That's going to wrap it up. Do appreciate you all for watching. Make sure you hit that like button if you liked the video and consider subscribing. We're also getting a ton of questions in the comments, so join the Discord. There's a link down there if you have anything else you want to talk about, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.